Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video right here is our last one of this series. At this point we talked about strings, we talked about integers, we're talking about conditional statements, we talked about a slew of different things. Now this one right here we're going to talk about is polymorphism. It's something that I had mentioned to you guys in class. What is polymorphism? It's when one type of object could take on several different forms. So an example is think of a superhero or a shapeshifter who can. A shapeshifter would be perfect. So if you've seen the new movie Captain Marvel, they have these people from this other planet, and they could just easily look at another person and become that person. They could, and that's called a shapeshifter. They're able to shift their body into something totally different. If you've ever watched the TV show on Showtime called True Blood, they also have shapeshifters. They could change themselves into animals. They can change themselves into humans and so forth. So pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool tool to have. So we're going to talk about polymorphism. So I'm going to show you guys what we can do to make something work, and then show you why we wouldn't want to take that approach and why we would want to take the polymorphism approach instead. Okay? So polymorphism is just a terminology that allows you to do different things. All right, so we have our import here. So let's say that we started off and we were writing some class and we wanted to do something. We wanted to create a rectangle, right? And we could easily, in a rectangle, so we're going to have two different classes. We're going to have a class for rectangle, we're going to have a class for triangle, you know, silly stuff. So now in a rectangle class, we could do, you know, we do an area. So we describe a variable, say it's going to be a double. Then we need a function. So our function will be, you know, calc area, length, gth, double. You know, we're saying that we're just stuff that we've already talked about at this point. We're going to do a double here. Perfect. And let's see here. And then we're going to do area equals length times width. Perfect. All right. So all we're doing here is saying we have this class, calls it, it does it. No big deal. So then we come down here and we're going to do something similar. And what we want to do is think about this. We want to make these two the same, basically, but it's going to be a different object. Instead of a rectangle, you're going to create a triangle, if you're, and so forth. So we do area double, same thing we did up here. We need a function, and that function is get area. And instead of calculate area, it should be calc area and keep it the same. But then you get people who say, you know what, I think get area is better. So now you have judgment value. Someone wants to do base value instead of length because they think that, hey, you know, that's a better way of going, a better approach. So, whoops, then you do a double, and then you do height, and in your height you do, oops, you do said you're expecting a double to come in, and then you come over here and you're like, oh, okay, you know what, I can do the same thing they did up here. I can do, instead I'm gonna do base times height, divide by 3, whatever the case is. Will this work? Absolutely, this would work. But that won't work if I do it like that. Oops. So we have to do it on the outside and then say divide by 3. All right. So this would work, but as you see here, what we're doing is, forget about that. We're writing all this extra code and just calling it to do all this crazy stuff. And I guess it would help if I spelled height right, I think. That's what the problem is, or maybe not. Oh, base. I put base, I meant base value. Silly me. Anyways, you need to keep calling these. So I don't like this approach, so I'm just gonna kind of wipe it out completely. Boom, delete it. That's what we want to do and start from scratch and do it the right way. So let's start from scratch. So let's do class, because we want to do it the right way. Before we were just writing code over and over and over. So let's say that we have var area, like we described, and we say it's going to be a double. And then we could have this function right here. And this function could be called calculate. We come up with a way that we call it. We're going to call it calculate area. That's the defined way that we do it. Boom, we have that right there. Perfect. All right, so now we could come down here and say that we need to create a triangle. We can say triangle and then we'll say shape. Okay, so we're going to inherit from this parent class. So think of this as the parent class, and this is a subclass of the parent class. Okay, so we're going to say shape and do this right here. Class triangle. And so what we want to do here is we want to create an override, because remember, your override is going to be different than what your original value was. So we could come down here and we could say override, and we could say function calculate area that we're calling, and we need to describe some values in here. So we'll say value A equals double, val B equals double. We're saying it's going to be a double, and then we'll put our code here, and we could just say area equals val A or variable A times variable B, and then we'll do, I don't know, times 2 or something like that. Okay, so you see how we did here. We created this triangle. So now let's say that we wanted to, oh, what's it not like? Did I spell something wrong? It's hiccuping at me. Method does not override any method from its superclass. Yes, it does. I just didn't complete it yet. Let's see. Class triangle, shape, override function, calculate area. Make sure I have that right, because sometimes I don't spell right. And that's what it is. I don't know how to spell. Oh, I did spell right. All right, so calculate area. See what I did here is I did this and I didn't declare it up here, the values that we're going to use, so that's stupid on me. So we need to add val A up here, double. All right, val B up here, double, else it would not. It should work now. All right, so that was my problem there. I just didn't do it right. All right, so now we got past that part. We want to create a rectangle, so what I'm going to do here is copy this. I'll say subclass. We'll say triangle inherits from shape object. Okay, so this is polymorphism. This is the main object, and now we could kind of morph ourselves into different things. So we're like, it's like that Captain Marvel or the shapeshifter. It looks at shape and says, oh, okay, let me form myself similar to you into something different, and does it down here. So now it's taken on, that shape is taken on a triangle, and then the shape is like, oh, you know what, I think I want to be a rectangle now. So what we could do here is I'll put rectangle inherits from the shape object. And what I could do here is Control V, and I'm just going to change some of the values here, and I'm going to call this rectangle, and we're going to have shape. I'm just going to use the same stuff, a little bit different. Just take the vision out of here, and that's it right there. This is the right way of making this work. So we have the class shape, which is the main class, and then we have the subclasses, which are inheriting from the object. So that is an example of polymorphism right there. Perfect. So now it kind of makes sense from the other way that we were doing. We were just doing stuff all over again. So thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you soon.